Guys, I think we are live. Hello everybody. From all over the world, I guess, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on what time you are. My name is Tilly, and I'll be the timekeeper and the facilitator of the Async API community working group today. I'm not going to be alone today, so I've got Shreya. She's the first person who popped up. Hi, Shreya, how are you doing? You mind introducing yourself a bit?
Hi, Tuli. So I am Shreya and I am from India. Currently, I'm working as associate consultant in Oracle, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining. And I've got Anton. Hi, Anton. Do you mind saying hi for those who don't hear you?
Yeah, hi everyone. Currently, I'm a mentor for the uh, API, async API mentorship, working with the mentees regarding the documentation. So, hi everyone.
Thank you so much, Anton. We've got Bami here on the call. Hi, Bami.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening,
Uh,
good morning.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. We've also got what time is it? All right, we still have time. We've also got Olumide. Hi, Olumide.
Hi, Tuli. Good afternoon from here.
Awesome. And we've got Ezine. Hi, Ezine. Okay, I think there's some issues. Hey, Ace, how are you doing? Oh, are you pleading the fifth? Are you not speaking today?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Hi. I'm just
Hi.
here to support you.
Ace.
Hi. Hello. Hello,
Thank you
everyone.
for your
Hi.
support. All right, thank you, Ace. We've got Victor Lu. Hi, Victor.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. And we've got um I don't know how to pronounce it, but I see salad at the end. Hi. How do you pronounce your name? Sorry. I can't hear you.
It looks swipe.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, swipe salad.
Oh, oh, Shaib. Okay.
Can,
Thank you
can,
so much.
can you hear me?
All right. Thank you so much for joining. All right, cool. So I'm gonna quickly share my screen, and as you know, we've got a very detailed agenda today. We have some good items that we are going to be discussing today. So the first item will be from a Sync API conference. The updates will be delivered by Olumide. Then after Olumide, we have quite a long and important few item discussions. That will be delivered by me, and also after that we can just wrap up some items, key items, then also move some stuff to the next meeting if we don't have time. So it's now 5 past, as you know. I'm the timekeeper. I'm the best timekeeper. So I will be bringing Olomide. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Yes, the floor is yours.
Okay, so afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. My name is Olumide, and I'm a volunteer for the AsyncAPI conference organization. So shout out to Tuli for making this possible. And I'm also a mentee under Maya. So I commend both of them for the growth. So let's proceed to today's agenda. Sorry, Tuli, am I to share my screen or? Hello?
Do you have items that you'd like to share?
No, it's just this. Just this.
Okay, just drop the link. I can quickly open from my end. Just give me
Oh,
a heads up, then I'll open it
okay.
from here.
Okay, that's good. So first thing on my agenda is the closure for CPS Singapore on Sunday. So if you are interested in taking part as a speaker, please kindly ensure you submit your proposal before Sunday, which is on the 2nd of March 2025. I don't know if there will be any extension for the date. Depends on Tuli's decision because she's my boss. So,
Sorry.
but for now,
The
Sorry,
CFP closed.
the CFP already closed last week, Sunday, like this past Sunday.
okay,
Is there
it's last
an
week
extra
Sunday.
information? Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
Communication was already out that the
that's
CFP are closed.
sorry, that's a misconception.
All right.
So we are to announce speakers this week. So if there is any contribution to this, I would like to open the floor for anyone who is interested in saying anything.
Sorry. So if we have CFP closed, that means we need to update the conference website, actually.
Yes, CFP is closed. I saw that the time dates are not removing that CFP open, so definitely we need to remove it. Then what I was thinking by the end of the week, maybe when I publish the speakers, then I quickly manually remove it. But maybe it's another issue that we need to open so that it makes sure that whenever the deadline is passed, then it automatically removes CFP open. Olomide, that's one of the tasks, I guess, that we need to have on the conference website. Like whenever CFP is done, that banner that says CFP is open must automatically close down following the deadline dates.
Okay. So the second issue on my own agenda is the conference tax that needs contribution. So I'll drop the link. So part of it that has been in line is the to do, the conference logo updates, and the design agenda banner for promoting the conference. So that one has been, like, let's say 90% done. So it just needs approval from Maya and then the rest. So the third thing I have on my agenda is the preparation for Munich and Lagos conference after the closure of Singapore call for speaker. So I also created issues for the call for speaker for both Lagos and Munich, but we still have more coming. So let's try to participate when they are out. And the last thing I have is the prospectus for sponsors. Actually, this is the detailed documents that provide information about the community and the conference. The link is below. I'll also share that now. So it outlines the benefits and opportunities for those sponsoring the conference and the details about the conference. So if you like to add any information about that, the floor is open.
Thank you so much, Olomide. I think Olomide can also like drop some of the issues on the conference working group channel to call on volunteers to make sure that they also can start contributing as well. So that's one addition. And also, yeah, things we still have some time, like Olomide have said, that still have a short period to get like Munich, Lagos, and all other events coming in. So definitely we need to cover some groundwork because once we hit, is it June? Is it May, June? It's gonna be quite
Seems
hectic
it's June.
because we'll have
Yeah.
yes, because we'll start to have like back to back conferences. So definitely we need to hit the ball rolling like with preparations now. So definitely if you are interested in contributing to the conference or helping us or however you want to enhance the conference, please let us know. We are open for help as well. I don't know. Anything from your side, Ace? All good. Alamide? Anything
Yeah,
from
I'm
your
here.
side?
No, I'm done.
All right, cool. Anybody who has any questions, suggestions? All right. I guess that was quick. That leaves us enough time to meet, actually, so to discuss what I have. So, yeah, forgive me. Today, I'm going to be wearing the bad. Oh,
Sorry,
yes, Ace.
Tuli. So I have a quick question about the conference. I didn't see any discussion about sponsorship. Are we not getting any sponsorship this conference, like speakers, tickets, or something?
Okay, so when it comes to tickets, still in discussion, we're still early. It will be announced. But when it comes to sponsors, this is why we are preaching the word that we need sponsors because I'm sure you've seen the budget at Open Collective. So the more sponsors, if we get a sponsor, definitely we'll sponsor some speakers like we did last year. And if we don't, we'll keep pushing. Actually, we will get sponsors. It's just that it's a collective effort from everybody to share the prospectus, share the word. So this is why we keep on saying that we need sponsors to help us also facilitate some travels. So, but once we get definitely an announcement, I will drop an announcement.
Oh, very nice. I also have one more question, but I
Mhm.
think this would sort of like deviate from the rules you've set, because I was also supposed to like suggest some agenda, which I didn't. So please forgive me, Tuli. So
No
my
agenda, no agenda, no
no, no, no,
peanuts,
no,
no
no, no
it is
agenda.
no part.
Just a question. Just a question. No, no agenda.
Mhm.
I'm playing by the rules, Tuli. So it's actually about the conference. So I think in the last community meeting, I didn't speak. I was just in the background, and I think someone made mention of meetups. Is that something we are still looking at?
Yes, I'm still working on, yeah, like I mentioned, we'll have main conferences and we'll have meetup section. So I'm still working on the document. Once I'm done, the document will be up. Then definitely it's something that we'll put on the website, but it's something that I'm collectively working on because at some point we need to make sure that it balances out the rules and give enough more information to people. So definitely something that is coming up. Is my one of my goals to accomplish this quarter. So definitely once the discussion is out, I will publish it and announce it as well.
Okay, thanks, Tuli.
All right, cool. Maya, I see your hand raised up.
Yeah, I wanted to mention something regarding the prospectus and how to spread the word. I was hoping we could
Mhm.
have a design for it, then we could share it on our socials then. like add the link to the prospectus drive or Figma board or something. With that,
Okay.
we'll be able to like share it.
All right. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I mean, we definitely need like to reach more people. Yeah, it is one Olomide. I'm gonna also add on the conference board, and if someone wants to pick it up as a part of design, to design like a banner for call for sponsors.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Thank you so much, Maya, for the suggestion. All right. Anybody has any questions in regarding to conference before we move on? Okay. I guess silence means all good. All right then. So the next item on the agenda is to discuss some important community stuff. So forgive me today, as I mentioned earlier, today I'm gonna be a bad cop, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we have some important issues that require attention, immediate attention. So one thing that is first on the item is to remove the general channel from Slack. Lucas won't be able to join us, but he already shared his thoughts, I think on the comment below. So the reasoning why he mentioned the removal of the general channel is because as you know, I'm sure if you have seen as well that with GSOC here, people are not kind of following like the onboarding messages. They just drop any questions, and there's a high number of people who are not following like or reading what the channel description is all about. So there are two items that Lucas is currently proposing. Since general channel is like the first entry point when you join the AsyncAPI Slack, and everybody just thinks it's okay to just post on the general channel. Nobody thinks, okay, is it appropriate? What is the general channel for? So definitely one of the suggestions that Lucas suggested was to turn general into an announcement channel. Although we already have an announcement channel, but general is bigger than the current announcement channel, so we can rebrand general to announcement. Then the current announcement can be a placeholder for new channels to come up, or else we just lock the general channel until we see what to do with it. So nobody posts or setting a number of people post on the channel until we see if everybody's following the rules, or else just accept not to delete it. You shouldn't delete it. So the floor is open to hear what are your thoughts on it, on the removal of the general channel. Do we all agree? Does
I had
anybody
something
have?
to add. I had something to add to this also. So, like with GISA coming up currently, we can also have our bot, like our welcome bot, mention all the
Mhm.
guidelines to anyone who is coming that they should not just post on that I want to work on this issue because at the end of the day they have to apply to GSOC if they want to work on a GSOC issue, and it just
But
creates a large amount of mess.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, please
Oh,
go ahead. Please go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry. Oh, sorry. No, continue.
Yeah, so one is that, and another was maybe increasing or streamlining our contributing.mdb. We can change our contributing guide, which is there in our community as well in .github repo. So it is distributed to all the repositories. I think it needs a change because we have grown as a community. It's high time we change that thing also.
All right.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you so much.
can you emphasize on the change you mean on the contributing attendee?
Yeah, in the sense that we don't assign any issues as Lucas keep commenting and people keep asking again and again. So those things can be mentioned in the contributing guide that although we are not assigning issue, anybody and everybody is free to work on those issues. And the reason also why we are not assigning issue is pretty clear to everyone. So those things can be mentioned as a general guidelines to any new contributors who are coming inside the community to contribute.
Okay, so on the last part, when it comes to contributing, so there was already a short discussion that had already started on the website channel, but it's something that I will also add, like when going down to the agenda. But going to your first point, on the bot, everything is detailed. I make sure that I explain explicitly what each channel is all about and why we don't allow people to post in general, but somewhere, somehow, nobody pays attention to the bots unless, like, occasionally, I think you have seen me on the introduction channel reposting the same message that is sent by the bot, but not a lot of people are really following that. And this is why we are now resorting to the removal or I don't know, to muting general from anybody posting yet, because it's a problem. Should I say a problem, or is something that is going to continue to occur? I'm sure if you can see, like the last time you can see, like on general, like currently, you can see like nobody really is really following those same guidelines as well. So I don't know if somebody has another suggestion. I don't know, but our grid board is very detailed, really detailed. Like I made sure I include everything that someone who's joining the new workspace needs. So I don't know how best also I can improve it as well. I don't know. I'm also open to suggestions there.
So this is my 2 cent thought, actually. Some of these things cannot be avoided, right? So especially when it comes to Google Summer of Code, most of these contributors or students that come to like participate in Google Summer of Code really do not give a damn shit about the whole thing, right? Most of them just want to like reach out, communicate, get accepted, right? You tell them go do this, go do that. They don't really care. They just want to like get into Google Summer of Code. And if we are using Google Summer of Code as a factor to like try to set some of these things, I think we're just gonna keep shooting ourselves in the leg, right? Because for Google Summer of Code, honestly, it's not possible. These students, these contributors don't really care, right? They just want to make contributions, just want to like show they can get selected. And at the end of the day, what can you really do without that, right? No matter you can have documentations, you can have all of these things in place, but really for GSOC, no. I don't know, maybe I might be wrong, but based on what I've seen so far, especially the fact that I coordinate this program, it's really a headache, right? We can't. I don't know. We could probably try to think outside the box, but sometimes is it really necessary?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've been doing Google Summer of Code. I think the first year was in 2023, 2024, and now we keep getting worse. I mean, I know also sometimes when I open Slack, it's chaotic, like literally chaotic to a point whereby this is why we now need to actually address this, because if we don't leave it, we leave it as it is. Trust me, AsyncAPI maintenance program is coming. GSOD is coming. Another program is coming, or even the next GSOD after December is also coming. So can you imagine the pressure that we are feeling now? I know it's not only me who's feeling the pressure. I'm sure majority of the maintainers, Ashish, I'm sure he can even testify what I'm talking about. It becomes a lot. So we can take these baby steps and say, okay, for now, let's mute or let's cut off general and see if it improves. If it doesn't, then we'll definitely find another solution. Like for Slack at this present moment, that's the solution that we have. Of course, for GitHub, I am still coming with when you go down the agenda, but for now with Slack, I think that's the best thing to do, like to make maybe introduction as default, then we remove general completely for maybe for announcements and have a placeholder channel until we can see what we can do. I mean, that's the only solution that we have now. I'm not sure if there's somebody else who has a better solution.
I mean, that's the best one I could also think about. So we have to like work with it and give it a try to see if things are gonna improve. But just this is just one thing I know. If you on this live stream, and you know you're one of those, I mean, you come for the sake of GSOC, you should know I'm watching you, right? So if you're one of the people like always like stressing maintainers, and you decide not to like follow the guidelines that Tuli has like put together and the rest of the maintainers, it's not easy being a maintainer. They do, and a lot of effort goes into setting all of these guidelines just to direct you into making a contribution. But if you decide you're not going to follow that guideline, best bet is going to also like affect your application because we're also watching you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I said disclaimer, we are bad cops today. Okay, you can just put the bad cop on me because these are the things that we need to address. So yeah. All right. So general channel, then I guess we can revamp it to announcements, but definitely we just need to mute it like from all activities and then make introduction channel as a default channel. Then let's see if it improves. All right, so my next item, is alignment with maintainers and mentors and why we should prioritize our maintainership. So, like I said, I'm a bad cop today. So please, it's good that I have some maintainers here on the call. So yeah, so the reason why I'm saying that we need alignment between maintainers who also can be mentors on the programs is we should prioritize maintainership. I mean, we are growing and actually doing the way we are doing, or we were doing mentorship. That's thing is actually now a thing of the past. So we are now moving to maintainership, and we need to like the community goals that we have need to align. The maintainers need to align with the current goals for the project, because one thing, we need sustainability, and another thing is we need more maintainers, and the only way we are going to like grow, especially for maintainers, we only have a handful. And now that we are crying about GSOC, it's not going to like go down, it's actually going to increase more, and the pressure on maintainers is still going to amount more and more. So that's why we need to have like alignment with maintainership. So I really, if you're a maintainer, please, I'm begging, I'm literally begging. I think at this point, like, we need to have alignments. And the reason why we are prioritizing maintainership is to increase the amount of maintainers that we have in the community. We have amazing folks, like Ashish, for example, is here from mentee to maintainer. We want those success stories. And if there's one thing that we have also learned from last year, is we actually need to have at least more than 1, 2, or 3 maintainers in a certain repo, in a certain project. So that is one thing that I want to solicit. And I don't know if does anybody have questions on this or any thoughts on how, I don't know if there are maintainers here on the call. Do you have any thoughts, questions on alignment with maintainership and why we are prioritizing maintainership going forward? Maya, Ashish, Ace, who else is here? You folks are also maintainers.
Yeah,
Any?
it sounds very good to me because, for example, as the only design maintainer, the workload is like so much. And I'm happy now that we even have a design mentee who is interested in becoming a maintainer. Like, that's really cool. So, yeah, +1 on prioritizing maintainership.
Awesome. All right. I guess
I also think we should sort of prioritize what the benefit of becoming a maintainer is. Maybe that could also make this whole thing much more enticing. Because when you tell, for instance, we have like a maintainer, but I've spoken to a couple of maintainer about proposing maintainership projects. Most of the time, it's always, oh, do I have to commit? How do I tell you what to do? And I mean, it's easy for you to just have like this specific task, and then you get someone to do it. But it's different when you have to sort of guide someone into becoming a maintainer. I mean, I don't think we have like a proper docs for becoming like a maintainer, and the reason is probably because I mean we had this whole initiative before, because before the whole thing happened, we had a working group for that, and yeah, I don't know, maybe we could sort of pick that up again. This is just me thinking out loud. But maybe revisiting the whole discussion about how to have this proper documentation that highlights some of the importance of becoming a maintainer, and how you being a maintainer, how you can also like guide someone, because most maintainers don't want to like have calls and guide. I think probably having proper docs for maintainership could also like go a long way. But talking about docs, I mean, we have different repositories, we have different projects. So that basically means different project, different criteria, right? Maybe that could also like, we could also like figure out how to like have these proper documentations in place. Maybe that could also like ease the whole onboarding thing. So we can also like take it outside of maintainership. We can also like have people interested in becoming a maintainer outside of like participating in the mentorship program, right? They could become a maintainer just for the love of open source, and not because there's something like tied to being a maintainer, like a stipend.
Yeah, the same thing goes to alignment, as I mentioned. Of course, I did speak to the program lead, who is the one leading the initiative for maintainership, that we need this documentation, because I think the first step is to actually document what the whole maintainership is all about, why we are doing it, who is it for, because one of the goals and one of the also something that I came across last day is like there are people who don't want to participate in the maintainership program, but they actually, it's not for them, it's not about money, but they just want to gain that experience, and they just want to grow and become maintainers without any program attachment, of which is something that goes back to what I'm saying, that we need alignment with maintainers themselves, because if the maintainer is not willing to guide and to also help mentor the maintainers in training, then still there's not much we can do. So this is why I'm also mentioning that we need alignment, a strong alignment with maintainers on why we are prioritizing. So it's not about the program itself, but we also have like contributors who love open source. It's not for them, it's not about the program, it's not about the money, it's not about the stipend, but actually growing in open source. So still, the first step, I did speak to the program lead who leads our maintainership initiative and detail like, we need these docs, we need to work on the docs as well. And we also have onboarding docs that the docs mentees are also writing. So some of onboarding stuff is covered from there. But yeah, it's baby steps. It's not like it's something that is work in progress, continuous progress. We're not gonna get there in one day or in 1 month. The docs needs to be improved and changed. So the more we are in the program, the more we identify something that needs to be changed. So yeah, that's what I have on that.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to let other folks in this meeting know, if you want to like help us, push this thing, you can also like reach out to Tuli, so you can help like support us in driving towards this new goal. It doesn't have to be Tuli, right? It could be anyone from the community.
Yes, please, please, please. You can reach out to me if you want to help me. I can't do this alone. Even the community leaders don't have to do this alone. It's a collective effort. So please make sure you join us and help us so that we can at least reach the goals that we have as a community and reach where we want to be as a community as well. All right. So next on my item, I don't know, should I have said that the fourth item is the first, or the first item or the third item is the first? But anyway, it's fine. So another thing that I have is to have an educational call with mentors before any program starts as a requirement. So I know I had a call with mentors for the AsyncAPI maintainership for 2024, something that we're not going to do this year. Like we are revamping the program to maintainership, but I had a call with mentors who are currently mentoring for the AsyncAPI mentorship program 2024. And it was a very educational call because I got to know what we need to improve. So some of the points that I'm currently raising now, it was something that was raised by the mentors themselves last year. And I feel like, yeah, okay, I'll just have to be the bad cop, like I said. So I feel like when it comes to mentoring, mentors need also guidance. It's not something that is like if someone is a mentor, they know what they're doing. So I've having an educational call on why, also to teach them why we are doing maintainership in the first place, how to communicate with mentees, how to review pull requests, feedback, how to support a mentee, how to identify how to like grow the potential of a mentee as well, how to be strict. I think that is very most important, especially when a new program starts. And I think this is needed like as a requirement until we are growing, and we will meet different calibers of mentees as well along the mentoring road. And we definitely need like to also educate mentors on how to properly become mentors to mentees, and communication as well. I'm sure there are some mentors here. I don't know if I'm not attacking anybody, please, but this is something that we need to improve on the program. And yeah, some of the feedback that I've also received is some of the things that I've seen that some mentors really need, we need to have those kind of educational calls as a requirement. I don't know, Ace, do you have anything to say? You are always at the center. You are the bridge between mentees and mentors. I don't know. This is something I'm observing from the community side, but also that's why I'm bringing it up as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We need to sort of like prioritize that, especially also with the next mentorship program, and also the fact that we are now driving towards full mentorship. So mentorship now is different from someone just working on just a couple of reviewing a couple of tasks and that's it. But now this is different. This is also like helping mentees grow as a person, also like sort of like upskill their open source contributions. So some sort of education is needed. How we should do that, I don't know now, but we should do it.
We can still use the approach that I did last year, like to have really gather all the mentors and also hear from their side. You were there, you also were part of it, like educating them. Lucas also educated from his own end, and I also emphasized from the community perspective on why we are prioritizing and doing maintainership. But this is something that we need to like have it as a requirement as well, like to constantly remind mentors on how, on why, the how and the why, and also the result that we are expecting at the end of the program. I know it's not always going to be the way we expect, but at least if there is that alignment also from us as the community and to the mentors as well, I think it's very much needed as well to have this kind of course. And it can be something that mentors each other, can learn from each other as well. We also get to learn from the mentors as people who also shape the program as well. So definitely, I think it's something that is needed as a requirement, actually.
Yeah, now if you also look at it, we are now having like mentees becoming mentors, right? So doing that also for these amazing folks would also go a long way. Now there shouldn't they would basically stop saying things from the angle of a mentee, but now as a mentor, right? So having these educational calls with them before selecting them as a mentor is pretty awesome. We should also incorporate it.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ace. Anybody else who has some opinions? Anybody? Okay. All right. So going to the next point. We are growing. I think everybody, so the main reason is we are growing. This is why we are having this discussion. And I think leading to the whole fiasco with GSOC that we are all experiencing, I think it's time like to really reevaluate how we are doing in mentoring programs and mentee application criteria. For instance, who are we allowing into the program, how they should apply. And one idea that I have, or one idea that we had, is to at least when we are selecting our mentees, I think it's time like we prioritize people who have been contributing into the project for at least 3 months, like proper contributions, not what we are currently seeing. I don't need to mention, I'm sure most of the maintainers have seen and I've heard also, and I've really seen as a maintainer myself, I've seen the pressure that GSOC is bringing, and it's not really something that is good because people are opening pull requests left, right, and center, and they don't understand the issues. This goes back to what Ashish said, that is it the contribution guide? I did take a look at it yesterday when there was a discussion on the website channel when we're talking that, is it that we don't have these guides? Actually, we do have these guides. We do have everything properly documented. Even the whole assign me issues, a person mustn't open a pull request until a maintainer actually approves the pull request, approves the issue first before you can open a pull request and assign the issue. We have this whole contribution flow that we have, but still we are still stuck with this situation whereby people are coming, I want to contribute to GSOC. Somebody opened 10 pull requests in one go, and it's not that because they didn't also know how to properly contribute to open source. So this is where the gap is now. If somebody doesn't know, then it means how will they carry that mentality to the program, to the mentorship program? And now we are now even talking about maintainership. So I think it's time to actually reevaluate, like we need to start from scratch. I don't know, we need to start from really scratch, from my own opinion, and reevaluate everything. Like how do these people, how do contributors apply? Then we also have some criteria in place, like you should have made proper contributions, not just opening pull requests and put a full stop. You open a pull request on a blog and you just put a full stop, and then that doesn't count as a contribution. So that doesn't count. So my take is like to also take some inspiration from the bounty program, like how we have criterias, like you need to be a maintainer when you need to also have contributed to the project long term, or it's up to the maintainer to choose who they want to work on the bounty issue. Then we can also apply it as well on the mentoring programs, on the maintainership programs, and say maybe you should have contributed for the past 3 months, maybe active participation in the project, not just vague participation, but actually properly contribution. Then maybe also, I don't know. This is just my take on it. It's also open for discussion as well. I would love to hear from somebody else apart from Ace. I know Ace will take the whole day. Yeah, I want to hear. Actually, I'm gonna start picking names. It can be for 2 minutes. I know time is strict. I'm strict with time, but at least I would love to hear from everybody. It's a collective conversation. So please feel free. If you are shy, please go on the chat or DM me on Slack with your opinions. I don't mind reading out loud, but please If you have any opinions or suggestions on this, please let us know.
Yeah.
Olumide?
Uh,
Oh, Bami?
Oh yes, I did raise my hand. I thought we still using the hand raising. Okay, so I think I'm a bit probably I didn't hear that part very well. Are we using criteria for the mentors or the mentees? That's where I
Oh,
want to start from.
mentee application criteria. So the criteria is for mentees.
Oh, so I think well, I buy the idea of wanting mentees are already contributing, at least have active 3 months of contributions in the community prior to application. However, is going to be limiting, right? It's going to be having limits, and it is open source. It is free and open for everybody, anybody, literally. So if we are putting a restriction of, oh, you have to be already in the community and be contributing, for someone that probably just stumbled upon the application, probably during our first week of the publicity on social media, will not be in like favor for that application. So I don't know if it's something we want to really consider, giving that.
So I think the word Tole used was actually prioritize. So not like restriction. We're basically not restricting new contributors, right? What she means is we're going to prioritize people that are already contributing before.
Okay.
So it's not, we're definitely, of course not. We're not going to restrict them. Restriction would be far too vague. So it's just prioritization. So we're going to prioritize people that are already like active in the community. I mean, of course, we've seen what they've done. They are here to contribute. But then we are also going to welcome new contributors. We have to, because without new contributors, we're not going to have our community. Not going to grow.
Okay,
So
that's what I
so yeah.
Oh, okay, cool then. Yeah.
Olumide, you had your hand up.
Bami already said most of the things I'm about to say. So that's what I'm also thinking of. That okay, as I am now, I'm a mentee. So a situation whereby someone is new, probably new to the project, maybe as a designer, you don't even know anything about design, and you are willing to learn, because I believe the program is established for people to learn, people who are naive, who lacks experience. So, and situation like that, there won't be the criteria will be like for someone who is new to everything. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. Ashish left a comment saying he's leaving now, but regarding the criterion, he says he's deeply moved by how well-oiled bounty program moves, can definitely take a leaf out of its book. So, like I said, it's not like I'm saying we should like strictly, it's a discussion, it's from my own point of view, that we should have at least like a criteria that we should, we like prioritize people who have been contributing to open source, because one thing we need also to remember when it comes to programs, there are people who come for the money and leave, and at some point we as a community are left bent out from that. And I'm sure I've seen a lot of instances, quite a lot, and now that we are gearing to maintainership, there are people now coming and another angle say we want to do maintainership. And when it comes to maintainership, it's a bit more advanced. We are not saying that we have not regular mentorship, no. But now we are gearing towards goals, sustainability. We are gearing towards really growing. And with maintainership, it requires people who are really passionate that we can identify. Like for instance, when I'm gonna give a success story like Ashmit. Ashmit was just a contributor, started with GSOC and grew to become a maintainer. So still, we are not like limiting to just saying that you need to have already contributed to the project, but priority now is that we need people who have already like started doing proper contributions prior to the program. Then also who we are looking to take under the maintainership. But like I said, it's like reevaluating. We're just reevaluating and seeing where we want to be and how we can get there. So it's not something that is set in stone. All right, I'm gonna quickly wrap up one, two. The next point and the second point. I think I would like to suggest that we have like an advisory board to review and select projects and maybe proposals too. The reason that I'm saying that is now that we have maintainership priority, the projects that maintainers submit to the maintainership program needs to be also be aligned. And why did I say maybe proposals too? Having an advisory board will remove that bias that maybe me and Ace have. Maybe sometimes we can submit a project that is not in line, but because it's us, we will definitely kind of have some agendas. We just put like salt and pepper into and then it's not aligned with the goals of the community. So having like a board that reviews these projects, especially for the AsyncAPI maintainership program, like our own in-house maintainership, then definitely we need to have something like that. And maybe also to take off the weight from the mentors themselves to review proposals. It can be also up to the advisory board, like to be put in place to also review projects, select projects that actually align with the community goals. Secondly, select proposals. At least these are external people that don't have any connections with anybody. Then they can also review proposals. And also that takes off the weight from mentors. Mentors can just come in, know that this is their mentee, focus on that instead of like going through a dozen, because I've seen mentors going over 20, 50 calls for a certain program, and we just need to put that at ease. I don't know. This is just a suggestion. And yeah, another thing is like create new documentation from mentors and mentees just to support the previous points that I had. So I don't know. Is there anybody who has any questions or suggestions in regards to the advisory board? Okay, nobody. Ace, I know you have something to say, so
I
No.
actually
It
think
all
it's
looks
a good
good.
idea.
It all looks good. I mean, my only comment is we also know like this advisory board, we are also going to like the whole board. We can only like suggest projects that have mentors. We have to like lay emphasis on that, because you cannot just suggest a project and no one is willing to mentor it. So that's just my one comment.
Okay. Bobby?
Oh yeah, so I was saying that I actually feel like it's a good idea to have like more eyes on particular projects and see how the project also like benefits the whole essence of Async API's goal.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so the other requirement, I think I'm gonna move this one to the next community call, because it's another it's another long topic that needs discussion as well. So yeah, to update requirements to become a maintainer, it's a whole new another discussion that we will need to really have time for. So I'm going to skip it and move it to the next meeting because of time. Then finally, we are proposing to have an automation for either Evo Chan to respond to on GitHub, to respond to messages like, assign me this issue, can I work on this issue? So this bot actually still tackles the whole thing that I mentioned earlier on of spamming, people opening pull requests without knowing exactly, following the contribution guidelines. So either even time when they see pull requests that have not been assigned from maybe from a new contributor and a maintainer has no part of it or didn't assign it to them, it can close it, or else just to give them a detailed message that they should follow the contribution guide and follow the proper steps, the proper contribution flow before they open the pull request. So that's the whole bot. The whole idea behind automating event chan. So as I mentioned, there's a short discussion that has started on the website channel. So I don't know if there's anybody who has something to say in less than a minute in regards to that. If we all agree, if you think it's a good idea, just give me a thumbs up. But I will also edit on the website channel as well to hear what other maintainers have to say on it, because it's a collective, like I said, it's a collective effort. So 100%. Okay, I see that majority of the people agree. So I'll also take on this discussion to the website as well, on Slack, and also share it on the announcement channel. So yeah, we are out of time actually. I didn't know. We are out of time. Shreya, if you have something to say in less than 30 seconds, please go ahead.
Yeah, just a small question. So you guys mentioned that, the thing, right? The last point, that can I work on this when this issue and all these questions they come. So just one question, because what's happening, what I have been seeing, I've been contributing to a website for like 2 months now, and what I feel is whenever I open a bug or some issue over there, or some other people are, somebody's opening and asking whether he or she can work on it, but there are some people who are going and just putting in the pull request, and then there is a whole discussion going on. How is this working? I'm not getting it.
Okay, so for instance, you have opened an issue and the maintainers and you are discussing on how to tackle it, then somebody automatically opens a pull request. That pull request, the bot is the reason why we are having it, because that bot was not approved by the maintainers. So automatically it will send a message and say, hey, follow the proper contribution flow before opening the PR, and that PR is closed. So for instance, the pull request, if you open a pull request and it's assigned by the maintainer, then the bot won't be there. But if the pull request is not assigned by the maintainer, or there's no conversation, or there's no link to the issue, then definitely this is why we are saying that we need that bot to quickly close it. Of course, it won't just close it without a reason. It will explain why we are closing the pull request. So like I said, the conversation is still ongoing, and I will just share a link on announcement channel and on the meeting notes to where this conversation is currently going on, so everybody can jump in and share their thoughts as well. All right, apart from that, I'm wrapping up the meeting because I'm left with 1 minute. It was a long and fruitful discussion, but some items I'm gonna move them to the next meeting so that at least we can revisit them and like have proper time to discuss them. But one important summary that I wanna share is that Bounty Q2 is coming up from the 3rd of March to the 16th of March. So maintainers, the Bounty program is for you. So make sure you start preparing those issues and submit them before the 16th of March. And with that being said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. If you have any follow-up questions, if you have thoughts that you didn't have time to share in the meeting, please reach out to me. And apart from that, you can also share some agenda items on the next meeting that is happening on the 11th of March. I will share the summary of this meeting on the announcement channel together with the link for the next meeting. So feel free to share your agenda items as well. With that being said, thank you so much to everybody. I wish I could call everybody who's still here, but yeah, thank you so much everybody who's joined me live today from Olomide, A, Shreya, Bami, Anton, Shuab, Oma, and Ezine, and Maya, Ashish. I think we had Victor earlier on, and everybody who's on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining today. Let's meet again in 2 weeks, same time, same place on the 11th of March. With that being said, bye everybody.
Bye.